Well, good morning. Today is Monday, April 10th. It's time for our weekly meeting highlights. Our Weight Watchers weekly meeting highlights. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Anyway, as you know, that for Lent, I gave up going on the scale, so I have not been on the scale for 7 weeks exactly from today. There was some talk amongst us, that I was going to weigh myself yesterday, Easter, and then again today. I decided against that. I thought that if I weighed myself yesterday, I'd give my permission to go crazy. And so I waited till this morning. And my goal was to lose 7 pounds over 7 weeks. So how did I do? 9.6. I am so happy with the 9.6 loss in 7 weeks. My goal was just a pound a week. I was having a little bit of doubts towards the end. I was thinking, I'm not going to really lose that 7 pounds. And if you watch my daily vlog later on today, you'll see that yesterday I went a little cray-cray eating cookies, and I had cake, and I had an Easter bunny. And so I might have even lost an even 10 pounds if I wouldn't have gone crazy yesterday. But if I would have weighed myself yesterday, I would have gave myself permission to eat way more than I did. And I did stay reasonably well as my meal choices. We had for breakfast, I had a French toast casserole with some bacon and sausage and orange juice. It stayed in line with that. I didn't overdo it. And then for dinner, I had roast with some roasted asparagus and some mashed potatoes and carrots. And I had 1 biscuit. But I had some chocolate peanut butter cookies. I had a Easter bunny, and I had a slice of cake. So, it was a slice of cake. It wasn't a chunk of cake like I've had in the past. It was a slice of cake. It was a normal human-sized piece of cake. If you've seen my cake sizes, you know that I don't have human-sized pieces of cake. But anyway, so I really do think I probably would have had an even 10-pound loss, but I am ecstatic over a 9.6. So you're not going to get any complaints out of me. I plan on weighing myself again next Monday, following the same train of thought that I followed for the last 7 weeks. If I find that I have some difficulty going back to my old way of eating this week, I might go back to just weighing myself once a month. But this is going to be the test to see how much I really did learn about myself in the last 7 weeks. And I think I did learn a lot about myself. But anyway, it says how to turn your mini win into a lasting inspo. Okay, this was more than a mini win for me. This was a gigantic step in the right direction. So I want to keep the momentum going. And so I plan on following my plan, still sticking to doing exactly what I've been doing for the last 7 weeks. And other than not getting on the scale every week. But we'll see how that works out too. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's get into the subject today of how to turn how to turn your mini wins into lasting inspo. Every day you put effort into making healthy decisions and following your routines. You deserve some props. So grab your horn. We'll show you how to use it. You don't need to tell me. I am ecstatic, like I told you, of how well I did over the last 7 weeks. I usually tend to do pretty well during Lent, but I have to say this is the best I've ever done during Lent. I usually lose about 4 or 5 pounds during Lent. So I've almost doubled. Well, I did double what I've normally done. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of my accomplishment, and I want to keep it going. So they're going to tell us to try this. What simple thing did you do this week that took a lot of effort or energy? What I did that took a lot of effort and energy for me for the last 7 weeks is not get on the scale, number 1, eat healthy meals, number 2, and to limit my portion sizes. I think the combination of those 3 really led me to be successful. And I think that if I keep those combinations going, other than the weighing myself only once every 7 weeks, but watching my portion sizes, not snacking in between meals, continuing on at the gym because I go to the gym twice a week, maybe increase it a little bit more, go a little bit more than twice a week, and just follow the plan that I followed for the last 7 weeks. Obviously, it worked for me. The second thing is, how did you make it happen? Your thoughts, routines, plans, anything? Like I said, portion sizes. For me, it's portion sizes. It really is. And snacking. I never realized how much I was snacking until I decided that I was not going to eat in between meals. I basically did like a fast where I would have some days I had 3 meals, but I think for the most part I only had 2 meals. But I would eat enough at those meals to sustain me to the next meal, and then realize that I didn't need to do the snacking in between. I really didn't. And a lot of times I would walk in there and I realized how much I like reached into the goldfish jar, just because my grandkids love goldfish. So I have like a jar of goldfish crackers. And I never realized how much I grabbed just a couple. Or like pretzels, pretzel rods. You know, like my grandkids love pretzels. Jim loves nuts, and so we have like mixed nuts. We have a thing of mixed nuts, we have a thing of almonds, and we have a thing of cashews. I was just like not even thinking about it, mindlessly just reaching in there and grabbing just like a little handful, not a lot, just a little handful. But then, it adds up. And even though they're a healthy snack, they're still got a lot of points and they got a lot of calories. So you got to really watch that. The next thing is, what barriers did you overcome and how did you do it? Like I said, not snacking. My biggest downfall was my snacking and my portion sizes. And I think that I've overcome the mindset that I need a lot of food. They always say that the older you get, the less food and sleep you require. Well, I've mastered the less sleep, because I only average maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night, which is more than enough for me. It really is. Now, that's not to say that sometimes I don't sit in that chair and fall asleep while I'm watching TV. Not off. I always wondered how my Aunt Merle could do that. My Aunt Merle would watch TV with us and she'd fall asleep in the chair. And I'm thinking, how can you fall asleep sitting in a chair? I've mastered that. I'll get a gold medal in that every day, because I do find that sometimes I do, maybe for 10 or 15 minutes, but sometimes that's just enough to rejuvenate my body. So, I think that overcoming the fact that the scale was my biggest downfall. I always judged how I did each week by what the scale said. So I want to see if I've eliminated that mindset when I weigh myself next week, if I'm not going to be so focused on what the scale says next week. Because I think that yesterday was just a little blip. It's not going to be determining whether I did lose weight next week or not. How I do the coming week is going to determine how I'm going to do on the scale next week. And I've kind of realized that I know how I feel and I know what I need to do, and that's all I need to worry about. And then the last thing they say is, connect the dots to reflect on how your efforts helped you achieve this win. Like I said, I think that just the fact that I'm listening to my body cues now, just listening to what my body tells me, you're hungry, you're thirsty. So many times during the last 7 weeks, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, I'm never going to make it till dinner. And then I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just have a cup of tea, or maybe I'll just have a glass of water. And I would say that 9 times out of 10, that did fulfill what I needed to do. But that didn't mean that I went and had anything to eat, because I had made a commitment that I was not going to eat in between meals. I was not going to snack. So if the tea or the water didn't help me, then I got busy doing something, whether it was reading a book or getting up and dusting some furniture, or emptying the dishwasher, something that got my mind off of thinking that I really was hungry. And then every single time, 10 times out of 10, that it just kind of, the feeling kind of went away, and then I was fine with my choices. Now we're going to dive a little deeper. We talk a lot about non-scale victories, or NSVs. Celebrating those big picture wins is key, but so is acknowledging the huge effort it sometimes takes to achieve those little micro wins, like making dinner after a long day, staying in your points budget when eating out, or having the courage to try a new workout. I never went to the gym before Lent. I signed up in January for LA Fitness with Jim. Jim goes twice a week. The LA Fitness isn't close to us. It's probably about 25 minutes away. But it was nice going with Jim. Now, when we're in the gym, we don't exercise together. When we get there, I go on the recumbent bike and I ride that for about 15 or 20 minutes. I'm slowly building my way up. I want to get to a half hour is my final goal. And then Jim works out on the machines. And then I go down and work on the machines while Jim goes into the Arizona room, I guess, the dry heat. He goes in the dry heat. I don't like any of that stuff. So he goes in the dry heat. And then when I'm done working out, then I go in the pool and I use the dumbbells that they have, and the water dumbbells to walk and stuff, and do my exercises in the pool. And then I walk in the pool for between 30 and 45 minutes. And then Jim goes in the hot tub, and which I don't like that either. And then he'll come in the pool for a little bit. We'll walk back and forth maybe 1 or 2 times, and then he'll get back in the hot tub again, and then he'll get back in the pool, and then we get out and we come home. So I think that the new workout is really making me feel a little bit better. Listening to my body cues, all of that stuff is working. Everyday actions which drive success on and off the scale don't happen by accident. Digging into the details, obstacles, and hard work and is more than use. Let me start that again. We can't get through 1 week without me messing up. Digging into the details, obstacles, and hard work involved is more useful than just giving yourself credit for doing a thing. I don't really think that I was bragging that much that I was going to the gym. I mean, I told you every day when I went to the gym, but it was just kind of like I share my day on my daily vlog. So it wasn't like, oh, give Sandy a big pat on the back, she's going to the gym today. No, I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I like spending the time with Jim. So that worked out for us. Even consider sharing your story, whether at your workshop or with a friend. It's icing on the cake. Studies show that recognizing an action takes more efforts to achieve can make goals and challenges more. I cut that off. Studies show recognizing an action takes more effort to achieve. And it may not feel natural to be patting yourself on the back, but it's not about bragging. You're registering what's working, and more importantly, which is why you're excited on this journey. And it can help you keep you going to the app for low point recipes, to go to your next workout, to go to bed at a decent hour, all the way to your bigger goals. Now that the weather's getting nicer, I am working my way to going to bed a little bit earlier. I have gone from going to bed between 2 and 3 to now going to bed between 1:30 and 2:30. I'm slowly weaning myself down because as the day starts earlier for me, I want to get out and enjoy it. In the winter, when it's dark here till like 9 or 10 o'clock, what's the big hurry to get out of bed? And then I'm not going to be going outside anyhow. I'm going to be staying in the house sitting in a chair. So I always just chose to stay up later. But now I want to get out and get the sun as much as I possibly can. It helps I have a thyroid condition, so all the extra vitamin D helps. I do wear sunscreen. So I'm just so looking forward to all of the good stuff that spring and summer bring. 3 fast facts now are reflecting. Number 1 is reflecting how we overcome barriers is official. Wait a minute. 3 fast facts. Number 1, reflecting on how we overcome barriers is critical for weight loss success. I think that I've crossed a few barriers over the last 7 weeks, and I think I'm being successful. Number 2, studies show that when we recognize the effort we put into our accomplishments, we tend to feel better about our progress. Definitely feel better about my progress. And number 3, this gives us a sense of accomplishment that can motivate us to keep us going forward towards our goals. I am very motivated to keep going, and I'm very motivated to continue on this weight loss pattern. I have a busy summer ahead of me yet again, and I'm another year older, and so I want to do everything I can to make it a little bit more of an enjoyable summer, and not one that people are saying, oh, we got to wait for Sandy. Let's wait for Sandy. No, we're not going to be saying let's wait for Sandy. We're going to say we can't keep up with Sandy. That's what I want to hear this summer. So anyway, 9.6 pounds over 7 weeks. Very happy. A 57.2 total loss. So how did you guys do? And how do you think I'm going to do next week? Do you think that I need to go back to just once a month? I'm not going to do 7 weeks. That was too long. It really was too long. But I really have confidence that I can do once a week. I think I've learned enough in the last 7 weeks. But what are your thoughts? And how did you do on your weight? And how was your Easter? How's all that? All those questions inquiring minds want to know. But if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, share if you think somebody might like to see it. Hopefully I see you on my daily vlog, but definitely I want to see you back here next week. Talk to you soon.